The Pyramid Principle and the Problems of Modern Physics 1. The Pyramid Principle. This article does not discuss the pyramid energy commonly discussed, but rather Kepler's law of constant area velocity. Because it only discusses the pyramid's shape, it can be considered a form of inference. As the Earth orbits the Sun in an elliptical orbit, the area of the elliptical orbit decreases as it approaches the Sun, and as this area decreases, the Earth's velocity increases. As the Earth moves away from the Sun, the area of the elliptical orbit increases, and as this area increases, the Earth's velocity decreases. This is Kepler's second law. In other words, in nature, depending on the increase or decrease of a certain area, speeds increase and decrease. For more information, see the video. The Why does the Earth spiral around Sun? The problem with modern physics. The Sun distributes light in all directions, from bright to dark. This can be considered the fundamental principle by which the world and the universe operate. However, physics claims that most of the universe is comprised of invisible, dark matter and dark energy. This is the exact opposite of the flow of light. The idea that invisible energy and matter can emerge from darkness is a natural consequence of the laws of nature. This theory stems from humanity's misunderstanding of gravity. The universe operates not through the concentration of force, but through the dispersion of light, which is the dispersion of force. Light spreads from bright to dark, never reflecting itself. Light spreads from the visible to the invisible. However, physicists claim that energy and matter exist within the invisible darkness. This theory contradicts the direction of light. Let's examine how this plays out in the pyramids. The pyramids were built from large, heavy granite, increasing the gravitational pull due to their mass. This pyramid was built with a square base, with the volume and area of the square gradually decreasing as it ascends. A square acts to balance inertia in both its length and width. Since the pyramid was built to align with the cardinal directions of north, south, east, and west, it was designed to correspond to the Earth's magnetic field lines. As the pyramid ascends, the area and volume of the base decrease, creating a shape that generates acceleration energy. According to the law of constant area velocity, this is analogous to the principle of waves forming on a calm ocean surface as the surface shrinks. As the calm surface shrinks, waves accelerate upward. When the surface area can no longer be reduced, the waves accelerate and return to the calm surface. This principle allows waves to continue to form in the ocean. Because the Earth rotates, waves operate in a spiral motion. As the pyramid descends, the area of its sides increases, resulting in a gradual decrease in acceleration energy. As the area of the base increases, waves become smaller, and the surface of the water becomes calmer, accumulating energy. The pyramid's shape demonstrates a structure in which velocity circulates according to Kepler's second law of constant areas. Furthermore, because the area decreases to its maximum at the pyramid's apex, a tornado-like burst of energy could occur. As the apex of the pyramid converges to zero, a microscopic world can be created, where area is minimized and velocity maximized. The pyramid's shape creates a square field where energy is evenly distributed, and the fluctuations in its area create a continuous, wave-like generation of acceleration energy. In other words, accelerated motion continuously occurs using an inertial field. The pyramid's shape demonstrates a balanced relationship between inertia and acceleration. While mass is an attractive force, the contraction of area generates a repulsive force against gravity. Nature exhibits continuous, cyclical acceleration, but people are using a shutdown mechanism, where acceleration ends after a single burst. For example, we see this phenomenon in nature. Fish swim upstream not by kicking the water with their tails, but by momentarily calming the water and then utilizing the force of acceleration, similar to the waves that emerge when the calm subsides. Furthermore, some insects, rather than flapping their wings, appear to fly by, creating a field of thinning air and then utilizing the air. Vortices created when the surrounding pressure contracts. This is analogous to the living, breathing nature of living things, and the pyramidal structure demonstrates the cyclical nature of the macro and micro worlds. Being alive and breathing signifies a state of equilibrium. Human thoughts and actions occur instantaneously. No matter how much knowledge a person possesses, thinking, speaking, and acting are instantaneous, and this corresponds to accelerated energy. Therefore, energy and power can be seen as generated through moment-to-moment interactions. However, physics doesn't refer to energy and force in this way. It views the universe as moving, based on constants and dimensions, such as the cosmological constant and spacetime. However, these concepts directly contradict the natural laws of water, flowing from high to low, and light spreading from bright to dark. When force or energy is concentrated in one place, the surroundings become dark. Modern physics, however, views the concentration of force and energy as a natural principle, seeking a theory with its own logic that operates mechanically and automatically. The construction of pyramids around the world demonstrates that ancient people were well aware of this principle. The pyramidal form embodies the principles of the universe, demonstrating the principle that old, decaying energy is broken down, or disintegrated and distributed evenly throughout space, transforming into fresh, new energy. The pyramid forms an inertial field that maintains balance and harmony moment by moment, demonstrating the continuous, cyclical generation of energy through changes in the field's size. A pyramid can be considered a living, breathing structure, a miniature universe. Therefore, the universe can be thought of as a living, breathing, gigantic pyramid, and humans can be considered small microcosms. The pyramid principle differs significantly from modern science and physics in its approach, understanding the law of constant area velocity, as revealed in the pyramid's shape, seems to explain most of the things that modern physics cannot explain, such as spacetime, the Big Bang, cosmic expansion, dark energy, dark matter, relativity, or universal gravitation.